Do you have any
Real quick.
good sleepaway camp stories? Do you ever go to sleepaway camp?
Yeah, I went to Scouts. I was in Scout camp, but it was like a beta. They're like beta Scouts.
What do you mean? What's a beta scout?
It was like beta Scouts. I tried to touch an axe one time, and I got yelled at. I was sitting by like a pile of axes tying my shoe.
Yeah.
And I look up and there's like 5. I'm like 10 years old, and there's 5 adult men running at me, like screaming at me as if I'm touching axes and like playing with axes.
Yeah.
So weird, actually. And then one of the people from the group ended up being having some issues, having some child issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. Oh, it's awful.
But then, like retroactively, right? Like when you're a child and you're 10 years old, and I pull out a pocket knife, which I just have I'm in Scouts, I'm in the woods in a camp. I pull a pocket knife out,
Yeah.
which had tweezers to pull a splinter out, and an adult man screams at you and says like, "You can't have a pocket knife. Where did you get that?" And confiscates it and calls my dad. I'm like, I'm in trouble. And then when you're an adult and you think back, I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? What is this guy's life that he like made that decision to yell at a 10-year-old for like doing something he should be doing at a scout camp?
Yeah.
There's so many weird situations where like you get in trouble or punished or treated a certain way by an adult as a child. And then when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, an adult's yelling at me. And then you're an adult and you're like, oh my God, that person was like fucked up.
There's so many things like that.
Yeah.
Because adults like don't, I don't know, like a lot of it you're just trying, if you're working in childcare, you're trying to survive. And there's a lot of just like gut reaction, like, no, you can't do that before you can actually even process if they should be doing that or not.
I have water.
Oh,
You're drinking out of that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so
I'll
excited.
put this in.
Take the captain's helm back.
Do you have any, oh. I have like distinct memories of like betraying women
Betraying?
when I was when I was at camp.
Okay. Betraying.
Yeah,
more.
like moments that I like regret.
Oh.
You know when you're a kid and you're like craven and you won't like stand up for
No.
like you.
No, that's just you. That's just you. I'm just
When you're
kidding.
what?
Yeah. Like basically when you're a little shit.
No, it's not when you're craven. Like when you're like a coward.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so one thing I remember is like
Anyone wants gum, by the way. It's here.
oh, you love gum.
I love gum, yeah.
When I was at camp, I remember there was this like curvy girl, and I remember I had this crazy crush on this guy, and we were sitting at the pool, and I remember I was looking at her, and I was like, whoa, I think curvy girls are the most beautiful girls in the world, or whatever. I was just like, wow, hot, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he remember he's my biggest crush ever, and
Yes.
he turns to me and he's like, well, you're skinny and I think you're beautiful. And instead of being like,
Interesting.
I was like, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
Well, yeah.
I betrayed all women.
I see. You're saying you were like, okay.
I was like, oh, thanks
Yeah,
for
sure.
calling me pretty.
Yeah, but you're saying at the detriment of Kirby Girl?
Yeah, I said it. I could have just been like, I don't know. I could have had something like funny or clever to say, but I like betrayed her.
That's so
just to get a
minor.
compliment from a crush.
That's so minor, though.
I still remember it though. I mean, she never heard, and no, but like, I like this.
Like what?
I really like this. This is really good.
That's awesome.
This
Holy
is amazing.
fuck.
Okay, we need to add more. I think we have another weapon that
We can mod this Harambe.
Yeah.
There's one time when I was a kid, I was trying to tell a girl a joke, and this guy kept trying to listen in on the jokes, so I suplexed him.
You what?
I suplexed him.
No
duplex?
way. You
I would-
fucking brought him to the
I
ground.
brought him to the ground at 8 years old. You grab someone's head and you like jump with their head and you
That's
throw them down.
And
Like the wrestling move. I was so angry, I suplexed him.
So the context wasn't, let me show you what a suplex is. It was like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah, it was completely
So
out of
funny.
aggression, like gut reaction.
that's so fucking
Whoa.
funny. Damn. God. Yeah. I got into like a fist fight over fucking a girl once.
When you're
Really?
a kid or
When I was 11 or something. 10.
That's a kid.
10,
That's
10.
a kid.
the idea of children getting in fist fights is it's so funny.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
when you're that young, it feels
you
so
can't-
real.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
can't do damage, really.
yeah.
It feels so real too. Yeah, I had like it was like a prototypical like in a movie kid fight where it's like there's like a big circle and it's like fight, and then you like make like just barely make contact and then the fucking janitor like drags you away or whatever. Yeah, yeah. It's I definitely that's one that I would more be in the lane of like, oh yeah, I kind of fucked up. I think there's something like after that fist fight, it was crazy because they took it so seriously. They were like, we can get the police involved, you can be suspended.
Oh, that's classic.
It was pretty classic. And it was instantly like the second that we realized, oh, we're fucked. It's like me and the guy that fought were suddenly just like, oh fuck, we gotta not get in trouble. We gotta like work together and pretend like this was totally spur of the moment. Just like, even though it was planned, it was a planned fight. And so the part that I'm ashamed to admit is that the principal really wanted blood. What I mean by that is not that they wanted more kids to die or fight or anything like that. It's more like they wanted a conspirator. They could tell that it was an arranged fight because they heard that there was rumors or some shit. And they wanted a conspirator. And the sad part is that the crush or whatever that me and this guy fought over was the conspirator. As in, she was the one that was like, you guys should fight about it or something.
Oh, that's awesome.